Now that we have most of the parts, thanks to Harsha's presence of mind, I think the build should go rather smoothly without any hiccups.
Yeah, we saved a lot of money on that KTM front end which was lying in our garage from previous build. But also it needs some modifications to be made to the neck and the triple so that it can call Bobber its new home. And I think Mittu is going to take care about it.
Yeah, I think Mittu's the guy for the job.
Yes.
Okay, there's a bunch of things that need to happen if we have to finish this build on time. First is the rolling chassis, which is already covered. The tank needs to be fabricated.
Excuse me, this guy's taking forever. Let me break it down for you all. We got to split the tank into two pieces, put together a rolling chassis, build a spine in the middle, put the engine back together and get it running, build a seat and other bits and pieces, send it down for paint.
We assemble the whole thing, and if Mittu does not figure out our awesome plan by then, we go on a road trip and then reveal it to him.
And let's hope the client is happy. And for all of this to happen, we are getting reinforcements.
Hi, I'm Ahmed.
I'm Adnan.
And we are the groups that run Burak Motorcycles, where we stare at motorcycles for extended period of time.
And when you're not doing that, we build bikes.
These guys at Holy Shift are always up to something fun and new. We heard about the bobber these guys are building for their friend and asked if they needed any help.
These two cool guys are all about work. And they get to work immediately and put two huge dents on the only part on Mittu's bike that was actually in good shape. So the Royal Enfield's tank has remained unchanged for the last 50 years. I think it's about time we changed it. And right when we were having fun, Harsha shows up like clockwork with some kind of sort of bad news as usual.
Arey Baba! Arey, how adamant are you on having the whole front wheel assembly from the Himalayan?
Why is there a problem with it?
See, I did some figuring out and I realized that the whole wheel hub is too wide for the swing arm, and also the 21-inch front might hit the frame without an increased rake angle.
To answer Harsha's question, we'll be using the stock Electra hubs front and back with the Himalayan rims. So that way, the width of the swing arm from the Electra should be kind of immaterial, right? And to prevent the 21-inch rim from hitting the triple or the frame, we'll be limiting the travel on the KTM suspension.
How?
Oh, we'll limit it.
Oh.
We'll limit it, that's all.
It's going to be a pain in no?
Yeah, it will be a pain in the... And also, speaking of pain in the... We don't have a swing arm.
I thought we already had one.
That thing is from another model. We'll need another one that fits this hub. So, yeah.
So what do we do? The swing arm is that part of the bike back here which holds the rear wheel. And we're going to extend it by 3 inches so that the bike looks much lower and longer. There are many ways of extending the swing arm, but we're going to go with the more obvious ones where we cut the arms off and add the extra length down in the middle.
Easy, right? Wrong. We got to give the swing arm some added strength so that the bike doesn't split into two pieces the first time Mittu goes over a speed bump or a pothole. As hilarious as that would be, we can't have that happen. So here's what the guys from Burak do about it.
So we take two pieces, one which is the same diameter as the swing arm pipe and other one that is smaller so that it slides inside the bigger pipe. We cut the bigger pipe into two 3-inch long pieces and the smaller one into two 5-inch long pieces. We now slide the smaller pipes into the bigger one and weld them from both sides, making two plugs. We stick these pieces between the swing arm bits.
Then Adnan welded the hell out of it and cleaned it all up with a flap disc. And just like that, Adnan ripped up a 3-inch swing arm. By the time we got to lunch and came back, damn, these guys are fast. Alright, after splitting the tank and extending the swing arm, we then move on to the spine section of the bike, which is like a very key feature on Mittu's bobber.
We could go about cutting the frame and modifying it, but guess what? The guys at Burak have a better solution.
Now, we just bend a pipe that's the same diameter as the frame that follows the line of the fuel tank and flows into the seat pan and weld it on top of the frame. That way, we don't mess with the structural integrity of the frame.
After we got the tank, swing arm and frame sorted, Mittu got the KTM forks and the triples onto the frame, and we put it all together and now we have a really cool rolling chassis. It looks far to us, I must say. So, but we still have to limit the travel on the suspension so the wheel doesn't hit the frame and fall up. Fit the battery into the tank, and most of all, we need to figure that engine situation out. Harsha, pay attention.
I'm gonna play a prank on that guy.
Now,
Yeah, right now.
think we have time?
I'm getting bored, dude. Mittu?
Whoa, what?
Dude, small change of plans. We are not going to go ahead with the KTM front for that, and we'll be using a Springer instead.
What the I've been working off on this thing.
Dude, my call, dude. The client wanted it.
My client to
It was a joke. బాగా ఫ్రస్ట్రేషన్లో ఉన్నట్టున్నాడు పాపం. పర్లేదు, it's okay. We are working for his bike, and also it will make the reveal more interesting and fun. So meanwhile, what we're going to do is, the engine parts are back from the lathe work. So let's get the engine assembled and let's get this beauty rolling.
We rebuilt the whole engine with brand new internals, but leave the outside untouched to enhance the old ratty look that we want for the bike. And if you ask me what would be more real than actual dirt and grime that's been collecting on the engine for years, you've seen where we found it, right?
So as y'all can see, we put back together the engine in record time. But the only question is, will it work? ఏం పర్లేదు, అంతా ఓకే. నా సైడ్ ఏం తప్పులే, నా సైడ్ తప్పులేదు కాబట్టి మీరు షో డోంట్ పుట్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద షో ప్లీజ్. ఓకే, he's coming. Now that we know that the engine is working, we also need to do some modifications to the bike, because we also need to fit the Springer in the bike, and also I think for that we need to increase the rake angle of the bike a little bit so that the bike.
I know it's a prank.
Prank.
Stop
Hey,
acting.
Mairi, what? Mairi prank, Lol. This fellow's got no clue about the actual prank. So cute, right? But here's the not so cute part.
I don't know why, but for some or the other reason, we always got to have drama. And this time was no different. We realized after getting the engine onto the rolling chassis that no matter how much we limit the travel, the wheel would still end up hitting the exhaust bend pipe every time we turned it. We could just go with a smaller wheel size and avoid this whole issue, but we weren't ready to compromise on the whole design aspect of it.
So the best solution we could come up with was to increase the rake angle, which is this angle up here, so that the front end gets kicked out another few inches, giving the wheel to turn about freely.
Since there was no jig, the easiest and the dumbest way to do it was to cut the neck 3/4 from the bottom and then put in some raw dumb muscle and pull it out till we get the desired rake angle.
The following demonstration is being performed by professionals. So please don't try this at home. After the whole thing was done, we were so glad we did this. The stance looks killer. We're gonna do it the right way next time, I guess.
We've done something really cool with this tank. Since we have a split tank, I decided I'll hide all the electronics and wiring and everything in one half of the tank. And the other half will have fuel.
Yeah, but will it not reduce the overall fuel capacity?
Yes, it will be reduced. I was asked to make the bike look cool, man. And look at all of this. This area is clean. Look at how retro it is.
With the wiring sorted, our world's greatest detective, I'm talking about Mittu by the way, moves on to sorting out the seat section for his bike. He made a metal seat pan and permanently welded it onto the spine. And he literally carved out a split seat from a block of wood.
What's with the wooden seat, bro?
Well, since we decided to go for a rat bike kind of a look, I thought the wooden seat would, add to the whole rustic feeling.
But wouldn't that be uncomfortable?
No, I don't think so. This is going to be the most comfortable seat that we've ever made. Much more comfortable than the Pulsar and the KTMs.
We're gonna stick to our long-standing tradition of overcomplicating simple things by using actual metal powder to simulate bare metal to paint a bike. We use two metals, nickel chromium and copper, that's been ground down to a fine powder of approximately 45 microns. We mix it with a clear lacquer in a 1:2 ratio and use a specialized paint gun to spray it down. We spray the nickel chromium and let it dry, and then spray it with copper and sand it strategically to look like rust. All this trouble to make a bike look old. This build is so bad that it deserves a bad montage.
So how did this build go? To say this was one of our toughest builds would be no understatement. From an awesome start to a scary realization, it did look like the bobber wasn't going to happen. But then came in the client with a fat wallet, and of course, a prank got a little out of hand with Mittu, but in the end, the bike breathes. Guys, what? I asked you all to get rid of that footage, no? Mittu, listen, I did not drop your bike on purpose, okay? Please. Yeah. So here, take this helmet and check this out. You have a pin-up girl on your helmet just like you always wanted. Mittu has no clue that he's riding his own bike. And he looks excited too. Do you think we should tell him now? Nah, we'll tell him later. I heard Mittu singing Jag Suna Suna Lage on the bike.
What?
You know why? Life's hard after born being man in India, man.
I don't even know that song. I was humming songs, yes. I mean, that bike was making me so happy. No, not that. Not that.
Okay. How is it? I mean, you're getting so much attention today.
Yeah, I love the bike. Attention, yes.
Monkeys.
See, that bike is nice. I mean, I put so much effort in there, so it shows. 3 months I slogged, man.
Dude, what's the big deal if you work on your own bike? What's the big deal? Yeah. It's okay to work for your own bike.
What happened to the customer there?
You tell him. You tell him.
Someone tell me what?
Okay, you had a Royal Enfield, no? Where is that?
Somewhere in
sold
Vizag.
it?
No, it's somewhere in Vizag.
It's not in Vizag. This is that very same bike. That is your bike, dude.
You
There's
guys
no
maybe-
number plate. You can't realize that.
You made me work on my own bike for 3 months and didn't
It
tell
was
me.
his idea. Definitely.
I don't need enemies when I have friends like you, know?
Dude, be happy, man.
I-
Such a nice bike. Yeah.
Yeah, I am happy, but
What do you want to name it?
Yes. Yeah.
I have a name. I'm going to name it Harva.
What's Harva?
A friend of mine, he passed away last year. He was always into Enfields, so I wanted to do some tribute build. And thanks to you guys, I unknowingly did one.
I've done this, yeah. Harva.
Another beer?
And Mittu and the Bobber lived happily ever after. So I hope you guys liked the episode. Do comment below and let us know what you think. And speaking of comments, You all have been bombarding our comment section asking us to build a car. And we're going to build a car now. We want to do something really big. So we got these big tires. And all you got to do now is figure out which car to put these on. Let's go do that. Okay, looks like this is going to take a while. So the next episode, the season finale of Holy Shift is going to be out after a couple of weeks. Trust me, the wait is going to be worth it.
Till then, follow the Holy Shift page on Instagram.
Good. That's my dialogue.
So?